who are despicable in many ways. Is that you? Are you the intellectual hero to these people?
Sure, why not? People have been after me for a long time because I've been speaking to disaffected young men. What a terrible thing to do that is. I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
If you got a pile of crap and you chop it up 34 times, it's still a pile of crap. It's duplicitous charging. They're trying to smear the guy. They're trying to take cases that nobody else would take and resurrect them. This is literally legal voodoo. This is political persecution.
It's devastating, and I spoke with President Trump earlier, and what I'm telling him every time I talk to him is he is a hero for America. He's a champion. Because he's the only one standing up against
How incredible is it when he says, I'm ready to go to jail for this country? I mean, it's so powerful.
It is overwhelming. It makes you feel emotional when you hear him say that, because he is telling the truth and he means it. When he says he's willing to go to jail, he's willing to lose anything to save this country. And Alex, I have to tell you something. I don't know anyone else that's willing to do that.
It's making you emotional. Talk about that.
Well, God, it's very difficult to understand how demoralized people are. And certainly many young men are in that category. And you get these casual insults, these incels. What does it mean? It's like, well, these men, they don't know how to make themselves attractive to women who are very picky, and good for them. Women, be picky. That's your gift, man. Demand high standards from your men, fair enough. But all these men who are alienated, it's like they're lonesome and they don't know what to do, and everyone piles abuse on them.
Again, it's a little bit of sleight of hand, because a lot of people that like him will look at that and go, look at that, you see that? These so-called progressives, but they have no sympathy for these young men that aren't doing that well. No, hold on. Let's separate out things, okay? So is incel a reference to everyone who's involuntarily celibate? No, of course not. We were all involuntarily celibate. Okay, I spent a lot of my youth being involuntarily celibate, okay? But that didn't make me want to attack women, kill women, deride women online, on and on and on, which is what unfortunately some percentage of them do. Those are the ones that are called incels. Everyone else is just called a dude. Okay,
right. You didn't join a radical movement to fan your insecurities about women, Cenk?
No, I didn't. And so that just makes me a regular American. And so, and by the way, do I have sympathy for guys who are involuntarily celibate but not randomly attacking women? Of course, I've been there, right? And so he's making it seem like that the left is saying that those guys are on top of the world. But no, we're not. I know you're not on top of the world. I know there's tons and tons of guys in America and all across the world who don't have a date. They feel lonely. They're not rich. Yeah, and they feel like they're marginalized. So if you want to reach out to those people in a healthy, productive way, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to reach out to them and say, now let's all hate women together, no, that doesn't help at all.
To the conservatives out there, make sure you vote. If you got friends, make sure they vote. If you don't have any friends, go make some friends. But you need to help this man, Donald J. Trump. They're trying to drain him dry. He spent more money on lawyers than most people spend on campaigns. They're trying to bleed him dry. DonaldJTrump.com. Go tonight, give the president some money to fight this bull. This is going to destroy America. We're going to fight back at the ballot box. We're not going to give in. How does this end, Sean? Trump wins in court and he wins the election. That's how this ends. DonaldJTrump.com. Give the man some money so he can fight.
He never gave any of the money that he raised for legal defense, hundreds of millions of dollars, to any of the January 6th guys. Didn't help them one dime. All he cares about is himself. He already has a couple $100 million for legal defense. That'll do it. That's plenty of money. Legal defense costs a lot of money. It doesn't cost that much. And then second of all, is he or isn't he a billionaire? Why are you guys, I mean, look, if you're making $15 an hour, like a lot of Republican politicians say that's too much, right? But if you are, congrats, you're making about $31,000 a year. You're gonna give money to Donald Trump, who says he has $10 billion? Why? Look, man, it's your money, and if you're a right winger, I kind of like you wasting it on politically. I don't like you wasting it in real life, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that could be going to other Republican politicians, et cetera. Yeah. But weirdly, I'm looking out for you. Why the hell would you give it to that guy? Because this weirdo who doesn't believe a word he's saying, Lindsey, you all know how fake Lindsey Graham is. If you're MAGA, you know how pathetic he is, right? And they're pretending to cry out, this guy destroyed my beloved Trump. God, I've never seen a worse snivel in my weasel in my life than Lindsey Graham.
Can I make that my ringtone?
And they're getting beaten very badly by me in the polls. They think the only way they can catch me is to stop me from speaking. They want to take away my voice. And a judge gave a gag order today. Did you hear that on speech? Which I believe is totally unconstitutional what she did. A judge gave a gag order. A judge doesn't like me too much. Her whole life is not liking me. But she gave a gag order. You know what a gag order is? You can't speak badly about your opponent. But this is weaponry all being done because Joe Biden is losing the election and losing very, very badly to all of us in the polls. He's losing badly. But what they don't understand is that I am willing to go to jail if that's what it takes for our country to win and become a democracy again.
Here, go to jail. And by the way, Donald Trump's gag order does not prevent him from saying things about his opponents or the campaign or even necessarily about his criminal case. He just can't give out personal information or make personally disparaging remarks about the judge, the prosecutors, witnesses, or courtroom staff. He can say whatever he wants about his campaign. But this is the second time that Donald Trump has been ordered to essentially limit what he says about some of the criminal cases. And because Donald Trump is Trump and too stupid to acknowledge anything he does is wrong, he might be facing some consequences in this second gag order.